Alright, hello YouTube. So today I wanted to try something new. I want to try doing sort of like a wrap up at the end of every month of what I've seen from my actual collection. I've seen some other things like on Netflix and Hulu and stuff like that, but I just want to focus on what I actually have in my collection. And I thought it'd be interesting to do sort of like a comparison of the boxes, like sort of like the releases that came out for each individual anime or series or movie, whatever it is that I watched that month, and maybe talk about what's my favorite set from what I watched this month, and then also talk about the anime and kind of compare those two. And in this case, there's two. In other months, there might be more, but I kind of wanted just compare the story, the animation, the characters, and kind of give my opinion as far as which one is my favorite. So this past month in May, I actually finished watching Fruits Basket, and just a few days ago, I finished watching Kaguya-sama Love is War, and they were both great animes. I enjoyed watching both of them actually, but yeah, just as I mentioned, I want to go through them, and I'll let you guys know which one was my favorite. But first off, let's go over the sets themselves. So for Fruits Basket, we got the Funimation standard releases. This one was released in two parts. Part 1 has Toru Honda, and then part 2 has Yuki. So as far as the sets go, the slipcover is pretty much the same art that's on the Blu-ray case. So you guys know that I kind of preferred it if they would use different art on the Blu-ray case than the slipcover. But nope, here they used the same art. One positive though is that they did use some background art. And it's actually pretty nice in both of them. They chose some really nice background art here. And then another positive is the fact that they actually used art on the discs. And I actually like it whenever they put the characters on the disc. So yeah, each disc is a different character. And then moving on to part 2, same thing here. Blu-ray case is the same as the slipcover. And I know that Fruits Basket actually did have a limited edition, but I didn't really like the limited. It was just a bigger box that just had some extra content, and then inside of the limited edition was the same standard edition. So I just saved some money and picked up the standard edition. But anyways, here's part 2. Again, some character art back there. There's all the different characters pretty much. It looks like almost a full Soma family. And then these characters are actually different than the ones in the first part. So that's also nice. I like the fact that they did that. Yep, this looks like just a... Oh, no. I think that's one of Toru Honda's friends that's not part of the Soma family. Which I kind of liked her. I thought she was pretty cool. She's really similar to Toru's mother. But yeah. So one thing I do also like about this is the fact, I hope they continue it, but I do like it whenever they keep the same sort of release for all the future seasons that are coming out, and I'm assuming that the future releases are going to have different characters on each one of them. So I hope they continue that, and then it would look nice when I pull them out of the shelf. Each one of them has a different character. And then on the spine here, you can see they sort of have the different zodiac signs here too. So I'm assuming the future releases will just keep going. You'll have different zodiac characters. But yeah, that's the release that we got for Fruits Basket. Now moving into Kaguya-sama Love is War. This is an Aniplex release, so it's gonna be a little bit nicer. So let's just go over what's included in here. So first off, you see here that the front has sort of a cutout, and you can pretty much pick and choose what you want from your art cards to be displayed out here in the front. I have this one here just because these two are actually my favorite characters. I really like both of them. especially Chica or Fujiwara, whatever, however you want to call her. But at first, when I started watching this series, I wasn't seeing why so many people liked her. But then, sort of as it progressed, I ended up liking her a lot. But I liked both of them. I liked both of them. They were both pretty cute characters. But yeah, here's the front. That's the art card that I choose. The spine is a little thick. And then the back is something that I'm not too fond of. I mean, on the box set, they actually printed the Blu-ray information. And I would have preferred they use this to put some different type of art or something. And I've noticed that Aniplex is starting to do this with a lot of their newer releases. I mean, I would prefer if they put all this in sort of like a J card or just a sticker that you can peel off and it reveals some art on the back. But nope, they're going with this, and for what you pay for these, I mean, I would like just a little bit more. But let's look at the inside. So there's the cutout. It's just a heart. So this set does come with some art cards. It actually has quite a lot, and they're reversible, so you really do have a lot to choose from as far as what you want to put here in front of the basically being displayed. So there's Chica and Shirogone's sister, and then Kaguya there in the back. I remember when she was trying to impress her and then she came in. I don't know. It's a really funny show. I really enjoyed this one. Here's Kaguya and her maid, I guess. I don't remember her name. And then this guy, once they introduced him, it actually, for some reason, I think that's when the anime started to get a little bit more funny for me. Especially the interactions between him and Kaguya. And then here's the fireworks scene, which is kind of happens towards the end. And then here they are all at the student council room. And then this is the standard one that when you buy it, this one will come out in front, which is actually the same as the front of the Blu-ray case. But I still prefer this one. All right. So this set also comes with a booklet with a bunch of, it actually just comes with a lot of art, a lot of character art, and just a little bit of an explanation of each one of the, or a little summary of each one of the characters. Well, one thing I didn't see here was actually like a summary of the episodes. I kind of like it when they have that, but this one doesn't have that. And then the Blu-ray case, they actually went with one of the clear cases, which you guys know I'm also a fan of. So I do like this one. The back is pretty plain, but it's fine. And it is reversible. You can reverse it, but I don't know. I prefer that one. This one's a little weird. And then as far as the disc, they went with, they didn't put characters in here, but at least each one of the discs, they're not plain. They're kind of a little, they just have some art on there and they look nice. I dig them. I'm not going to say I don't like them. But yeah, as far as the Blu-ray releases go, I mean, it's pretty obvious. I enjoyed this release a lot more than this one. This one's pretty much just the standard release that you'd get for any other Blu-ray. Whereas this one, there's a little bit more thought. There's a cutout, there's art cards, there's the clear case. So there's a lot of things, and that's kind of why I prefer this set a lot more. And of course, it is an Aniplex title, so they tend to have nice sets. I like their sets personally. So yeah, that's round one between the two series that I watched this month. So Kaguya-sama has 1 point basically for having the better release. Now let's kind of go into the story. So as far as the story goes, Fruits Basket is basically the story of Toru Honda, and basically it's sort of like a romance comedy anime. It's also like a slice of life and a drama, because Toru Honda goes through a lot in this series. But basically, in the beginning, um, she's kind of just lost her parents. She lost her father when she was younger, and then recently she lost her mother, and she had to go and live with her grandpa. But then her grandpa had to do some renovations in his home, and she had to basically go and live in a tent. She was living in a tent. So yeah, she didn't have the best of luck towards the beginning of the series, but despite all that bad luck that she was having, she always had a good heart and she was always really positive, uh, which made her a really nice, interesting character. Although I will say that she is kind of an airhead. She's not the brightest, but that's kind of part of her character too. She's really funny to watch sometimes. I remember this one episode where she kind of just turns her brain off and she's just there. I think he tells her something and she just turns her brain off. That was a pretty funny interaction. Anyways, moving on with the story, she eventually moves in with the Soma family, at least with Yuki and his cousin, because her tent got destroyed. And when she actually moves into their house, she discovers their secret, which basically, whenever anyone from the Soma family comes into contact with the opposite sex, they turn into a zodiac animal. It's sort of like a curse for that family. And she discovers it and she immediately promises that she won't tell anybody about it. And then the story kind of goes from there. I mean, she has several interactions with different people from the Soma family. And through her, basically, the teachings that her mom taught her and her positiveness and basically her good heart, she kind of touches each one of them differently. And that's, from what I remember, I just remember that being sort of like the meat of the story and kind of her teaching the different teachings that her mom taught her throughout the different people in the Soma family. But then on top of that, there's also like a love triangle between her, Yuki, and oh crap, I forgot the cat's name. I watched this one a while ago. I watched this one, then I watched this one, so I don't remember all the names. But let me check really quick. I'm assuming it should be here somewhere. He's one of the main ones too, and I can't believe I forgot. Kyo. So Kyo was the cat. So there's sort of like a love triangle between them. And I haven't watched the Ode series, so I don't know anything about what's going to happen, and I haven't read the manga or anything. I don't really read manga, so I have a feeling that she's going to end up with him from what I've seen so far in this first season, but I might be wrong because at the very end of this season, something happens. I guess I won't spoil it, but it kind of doesn't make it clear who she might end up staying with. So I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I mean, I really did enjoy this anime. The story was it had a lot of layers to it. It wasn't just like a comedy or anything like that. It had several things. It was a comedy, a slice of life, and a drama in some cases because of the things that she's going through. And him too. There's some stuff that happens with him and some members of the Soma family that is pretty messed up. A lot of people from the Soma family are pretty much messed up because of this one guy. But again, I don't want to ruin it. I mean, for those that haven't seen it, I was new to it, so I would imagine that there's other people that haven't heard or seen anything about it. But yeah, that's basically the story of Fruits Basket, at least what from my perspective. And then as far as the animation was really good. I did see some sort of frames of the Ode series, the one that came out several years ago, and this is definitely a huge improvement. Even just looking at the box art here, you can see that it looks really nice. So yeah, I would definitely say that the animation is really good. Kaguya-sama Love is War. Now, Kaguya-sama, it didn't have as many layers as Fruits Basket did as far as the story goes. The story was it's pretty simple. It's basically just the story of Kaguya-sama and Shiruge. These are the two main characters who are basically geniuses and at the top of their class. And they're in love with each other, but the only issue is that neither of them is willing to confess their love to the other. Instead, it basically goes through several episodes of them basically playing mind games with each other and trying to get the other person to confess their love. And those mind games are actually sometimes can be really funny. At the beginning, I actually I was kind of getting, how can I say it? I guess it felt a little bit repetitive at first because the first 2 or 3 episodes was just them basically playing mind games with each other. And I was kind of getting a little bit of fatigue of that sort of mind game that they kept having. But then something happened, I think towards the middle. They introduced new characters, and it was this guy that I was talking about. And then things just sort of picked up from there. There was more sort of interactions outside of the student council, which there was a lot of in the beginning. They just basically only stayed in the student council. But eventually they did move out of it. And some episodes which basically had nothing to do with Kaguya and Shiroge, which I kind of enjoyed too, which was one of them was when Chika was playing volleyball or teaching volleyball to Shiroge. That was a pretty funny, memorable episode. And then as far as the interactions between Kaguya and Shiroge, I liked the episodes where one of them was when they had sort of like a party and someone was bad-mouthing Shiroge, and then she came up and stepped in and started to basically tell her off as well. And I also remember laughing a lot in that episode where she was saying wiener, and Kaguya was just cracking up. That I remember that episode had me cracking up as well. Because yeah, I mean, I remember also when I was in high school or middle school or something, and those type of things were kind of funny in those ages when people said them in the classroom or something. But yeah, that episode was really funny. And which other one was there? I also actually really liked that episode when they were playing the card game. Something about I don't remember the premise of the game. I think, oh yes, it was like the word band game where they couldn't say the word that they had on their forehead, or they were showing everyone else, but they couldn't see it. And Chika actually ended up outsmarting both of them, the top two of their class, and Chika outsmarted both of them. So I enjoyed that episode as well. And then I guess as it progressed towards the end of the series, there was a lot of interactions between Kaguya and Shiroge. It was just really cute. I mean, I just remember when Shiroge fell asleep with Kaguya, and then she was upset because he slept with him, but also because she didn't know if he did anything and she wanted to figure that out. And it was just cute. I remember when that was like, I guess, the closest they came to kissing. I guess that's kind of a spoiler, but I don't know. I mean, I guess I can say, and actually in both of these series, I don't think the main girl actually kisses any of the other guys. I can't remember in this one. They might have, but I know here they didn't. But in that episode when Shiroge tells her that she just touched her lips with his finger, and then she touches his lips. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cute. But yeah, I mean, that's basically the premise of Kaguya Love is War. It's just two people who are in love with each other, and they're trying to get the other to confess. So I know it sounds like I think this story is really simple, and I might like this one more, but I guess I'll say it now that I actually preferred Kaguya-sama Love is War more to Fruits Basket. I don't know why, it just had me more engaged. Although those first 2-3 episodes were kind of for me, it just picked up later. It just got a lot more funnier. I remember a lot more of the episodes than I do of this one. I mean, it's not only because I saw this one a while back. I just honestly sometimes wasn't paying full attention when I was watching Fruits Basket. I just kind of had it in the background and was watching something on my phone or something. But this one, I was glued to the screen the whole time. I mean, one of those reasons might actually be because this is subbed. There's no English dub for this one, and this one was. So I could kind of focus on other things. But I don't really think that's the case. I just remember having a lot of fun with this one towards the end. And I haven't even told you guys, but I think I did mention before that my wife didn't really like this one as much. I think her reasoning was because she doesn't think that the girl and the guy are going to end up together. And she just doesn't like it. She likes, I guess she likes her romance animes with the characters being more closer to each other. And in here, they're always kind of fighting with each other and not really being lovey-dovey or whatever. So I actually ended up watching the final like 5 or 6 episodes by myself. My wife didn't even watch them with me, and I still really enjoyed it. Romance is her thing, so I kind of just watch romance animes with her, but this one I ended up watching by myself. I don't think I would have done that with this. I probably would have just waited to watch it with her. But this is her favorite anime of all time, I think. This one and Kamisami Kiss. So she would never not want to watch this one. But yeah, I guess let me know what you guys think. Which one is your favorite between these two? I know the story might be a little bit more complex than this one and more interesting to some people, but I just thought this one was funny and I liked it and I thought it was really cute. There was a lot of cute moments here that kind of, I don't know, just made me smile more than in this one. And yeah. I guess one thing I didn't talk about was the animation. The animation here was also really good. I think I would say they're pretty much about the same as far as animation goes. They both looked really good. I have nothing to complain there. But yeah, the characters as well, they were much more interesting to me in this one than in this one. I don't know, I mentioned earlier that she was kind of like an airhead. But I don't know. I mean, I kind of also have a thing for like people who are really smart. Like I also liked The Promised Neverland also because of the kids who were really smart and trying to figure out how to escape. Similarly here, I mean, both of these characters are insanely smart. I mean, she's basically a genius, just like Shiroge, the guy, is. They're number 1 and number 2 of the class, and she's always thinking several steps ahead. And then there's also the fact with her family that there's like sort of like a background story with her family. Her father doesn't take her too seriously. They're really strict with her. And then Chica, she's just hilarious, and she's actually also really smart. She may not look it, but she can be pretty smart sometimes. So yeah, I don't know. Something about the characters here, I just really enjoyed watching them a lot more than I did the characters over here. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Let me know if you enjoy these type of things. Maybe I can continue doing them for next month, show you what I've watched in my collection next month and compare the box sets, compare the series, let you know which ones I thought were my favorite. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and see you guys in the next video.